Andrew. I take it you are well.
Yeah, it's been a busy 24 hours actually. It feels like every day there's another episode of something, another bit of drama. We've had a lot of talk about the umpiring, haven't we? I think all the talk today is going to be about records that will go. The Royals, well, right now they are putting the Avengers to the sword, and I think anything could happen here in this first innings.
Too full. And Brown's got the bit between the teeth at the moment. You know, after their win against the Gawkers the other day, they would have wanted to right just a couple of wrongs, and that was the top order.
You just sense that anything under 200 from here, the Avengers have actually done well, because they don't have any kind of a grip in the contest at the moment.
I think it's a little bit concerning for them. You know, they won the toss in their opening game and bowled first and chased 220, and I don't think you can lay the blame at the batter's feet, because chasing 220, you're just under pressure every single ball throughout your run chase. And now they're staring down the barrel again.
Good heavy length. Brown trying to take advantage of the final over the power play. Good all-round cricketer, isn't he, Daniel Douthwaite? We keep saying he looks more like a rugby player with his build. I know technically this was a drop catch, but it was a fantastic effort running back from cover. Arguably, you felt as though long off should have come in. Goes into the sky. Man, a deep backward square. Oh, he does well. And for me, that's going to be 5 runs saved. Don't think you can call that a drop catch. It was a magnificent effort. Bipin Khatri out there. He's not a tall man. And I think that's runs saved as opposed to an opportunity grasped.
I'm with you. I think he's done exceptionally well here. Realizes that there's no ways that he can take the catch. There he's fine. Everything's in the air. He's done very well indeed. And they only managed to get one. Yeah, just going back to that drop catch though, it was a great example of a player that wanted the ball. Even though he didn't get there, we'll have one last look at this. But even though Douthwaite didn't get there, he set off as if he felt he could and wanted to get there.
I always get a chuckle on my face when I see Jeet, our snow leopard, our official tournament mascot, in the background, because their faces they're almost always capturing the kind of moments. That angle was brilliant, with one of the snow leopards in particular with their arms out. Our third umpire wants another look at this. Ravindra Wimalsiri from Sri Lanka is an excellent umpire. He's experienced here in Nepal. He was here during the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2 series back in 2023. I think for me, look, I know I was calling it live, but I don't think this angle is going to help because he's out of shots. But I just think the gut is to go with the fielder, and he saved 5 runs here for my money.
That's the shot there. Now you just need to see is if he's in contact with the ball when his feet touch the ground, and he's not, and the ball lands inside the field of play. So it'll just be a single.
Excellent work. Outstanding. And who knows, could that be the little momentum shift and change driven by Bipin Khatri to just try and change this innings, change this match? They need something to change, the Avengers. Get a different batter on to strike. Can they get a wicket this ball, this over? Oh, not bowling there.
It's wonderful awareness from Bipin Khatri on the deep square leg boundary as well, just to understand that, okay, I'm underneath it. Can I catch it? Can I catch it? No, I can't. It's going over my head. If I do try and catch it, I'll overbalance and I'll take it over for 6. So instead, I'll try this. And he did exceptionally well.
Good sharp bumper, giving us one for the over. Bandari probably not best pleased, but he relents. That art that we see in the modern T20 game in terms of boundary fielding, yeah, that was a good bouncer. It's incredible how they do it. They actually train for this now, don't they?
Yeah, you'll always see the fielders right on the boundary edge when the coaches are hitting the catches, and the coaches try and... That's another wide. The coaches try and make it a sort of a 50-50. It's a skill in itself for the coaches to try and get the fielders to attempt those catches. There's a new ruling that's been made around those catches, hasn't there? But it's awfully complicated to me, because where you can go over the boundary, but you can't jump up and down anymore or something. It's weird.
I don't think you can leave the field of play and come back in if you're in contact with the ball. All a bit complicated. The MCC looking after the laws as always. Power play's done, belongs to the Royals. 60 for none.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइटमा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर युनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Opening partnership, it is worth 60, coming at a very good strike rate, and I would suspect the Royals are going to be eyeing up their first 200 plus total in their history. Ratnagar Kings, they hold the top 2 totals in NPL history as the end of the power play is signalled. Big boy, isn't he, Josh Brown? Big strong levers. He's come through the Queensland grade cricket system, HD.
Yeah, he was just sort of plucked from the Queensland grade system to go and play for the Brisbane Heat in the Big Bash, and he played an innings, got 100, he hit 12 sixes, put him up in headlights.
You think about the depth of Australian cricket. Brown's certainly a great acquisition, and he's been good here in this power play. Vinod Bandari had an excellent season last year and missed out, just like Brown did in the opening game. The Royals' top order was nowhere to be seen, looking to make amends for that today.
A completely different power play to the other night. What were they? They were like 5 for 3.
Well, I think I saw one screenshot saying NPL with a football score. I think they were 4 for 3 at one point in that innings. Completely different this evening, much more like what we would expect from the men in yellow. Just kept a bit low. Sagar Dakal, another one who'll be looking to use this NPL to remind Stuart Law of his potential in this format ahead of that World Cup coming in February.
So much batting to come that they're now at the point where both these batters, and not that Brown will play in any other fashion, but both of them can look to really go full out attack.
How does that work? I know you live down in Western Australia. A lot of the players move around states, though, don't they? So even though he came through, I think it was the Northern Suburbs Club in Queensland, in Brisbane, he's ended up playing for the Melbourne Renegades. And then he went up to the Heat. So they've moved around, haven't they? It's a case of you don't really have that loyalty to your state, your club anymore.
Down.
Come back to that. 7 bowled. Good over from Dakal, just 3 from it. 63 for none.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईँहरू चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेरिदिनुहोस् है।
Sorry, you're spot on, H. He started at the Heat, and then now he's gone down to the Renegades. There is quite a bit of player movement between the states these days.
Yeah, well, with the Big Bash, you can go anywhere. Your contract with your state doesn't include the Big Bash. It's a separate contract. A team like the Perth Scorchers, they try and hold on desperately to their Western Australian players. They like to brand it as a Western Australian team, but there's certainly no rules and regulations. Jason Behrendorff has just left the Perth Scorchers. He's gone to Melbourne to go and play over there now. So it's completely separate entities. And obviously now with the Big Bash and all the talk around, are they going to franchise it properly now? That's going to be the next thing on the agenda.
Every single overseas player we see. I think the exciting thing for me about Australian players, you've got Big Bash experience. Chris Lynn, Josh Brown, as heroes all the way around the valley. Everyone they meet, the excitement around this league, the scale of the crowds, the noise, the hype. Bandari gets the slug sweep out, but there is protection out there. It'll just be the single. Katri again in action. So the word will spread quickly, won't it? Rapidly amongst those Australian players. There's going to be more Big Bash players who want to come here.
I think it's the case for all the overseas players that come when you've never been here before. You're not sure what to expect. I think whenever you say to someone, oh, I'm going to Nepal, the first thing they think about is the Himalayas. But they don't know that there's a lot more to it than just the Himalayas. Probably front and center is the people.
From speaking to Chris Lynn the other day, the first thing he said to me, he said, I'm big on expanding the game, growing the game, and he could not get over the appetite for cricket here, the passion for it here. He also said the quality in the opening match surprised him as to how good it was.
Well, you could almost see the enthusiasm on his face during that match in how much he enjoyed it. But he definitely looks to expand the game. He's played for 35 teams.
Great use of the feet and a simple swing of the bat sends it 10, 15 rows up into the grandstands. It's 73 for none.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईँहरू चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेरिदिनुहोस् है।
Through the gates as their work days have finished. I'd imagine there's been a few half days taken. Jimmy Neesham, one of the real cult heroes of the first year of the league. For those who were there, in our official event partner, the LOD Club in Tamil in Kathmandu, the photos went everywhere. They went viral because Jimmy Neesham was up on the stage. He had the beautiful Nepal flag and he was flying it to the hundreds inside the nightclub. One of the best nightclubs in the world at LOD. Okay, we're into the ninth over. Let's get down to Jess. I think she's got Scott Kugelheim with her.
That's right, I'm joined here by Scott Kugelheim. Scott, you played very well last match, 2 for 18 for yourself. What was it like playing out there?
Very well. The last over sort of worked, but yeah, we had a bit of luck. But it was, it was awesome. It was cool to be out there under lights for the first time, and yeah, the crowd's just as energetic, if not more than last year, so it's awesome.
Great stuff. And the team 73 without loss so far. What do you make of their performance?
Well, it's a hell of a lot better start than last time. Sorry, I'll wait for this crowd.
We'll wait for it to die down.
Yeah, no, it's great to see Josh and Bernard getting a bit of confidence after a tough first game. So, yeah, awesome start, and hopefully we can just roll with the momentum.
And you had a great season with the Royals last year. What's it like being back?
Yeah, it's always cool to come back to a franchise, especially a franchise like this one, which has got a lot of just good, kind people that, have a lot of good energy, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And how have you found the team have gelled so far?
Yeah, good. Chris and Josh have been really cool to listen to, and I think they've given a lot of knowledge to the locals, and yeah, hopefully it helps everyone get better.
Great stuff. And of course, we don't want to speak too soon, but what's an ideal score here today, do you think?
I think anything over 180 is really good, but it's hard to know at this ground. Things happen, so I think anything over 160 we can defend.
Of course, we'll see. All the best.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Back to comms.
Great to hear the thoughts of Scotty Kugelheim. Of course, comes from cricketing royalty there in New Zealand. His dad, Chris Kugelheim, was a very fine Test cricketer for the Black Caps. And we've got a black cap with a ball in his hand in the shape of Jimmy Neesham. I think he has been a big factor in the success of that year one, not just the fact he had the highest strike rate, the biggest six hitter, but because he's so active personally on social media, and he really just grasped the experience here in Nepal, adored his time here, the food, the coffee, the nights out, like I said, in the LOD nightclub up in Tamil. He was up playing in the Gokarna Forest Resort, playing golf the other day. He loves every minute of his time here in Nepal.
Well, the indication is when a player comes back for the second time, then they obviously enjoyed their first experience.
Right into the slot, and it's kicked off the knee. He should get at least two here. Bandari's thinking of trying to hunt down the third, but Brown says not for now.
I think I just saw Bandari mouth the sentence, "Can you hit it to someone else?" Because the ball's just following him at the moment, whether it's in the air or on the ground. He was spectacular in the outfield a little bit earlier in preventing a six. Well, we're used to that as well from Jimmy Neesham.
There was a few toys out of the pram at points of last season, and that was in a title-winning season, remember, for his previous side, the Janakpur Bolts. Gets out of the over very cleverly, just the six from it. 79 for none.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Well, it's a packed house, and the demand for this Nepal Premier League continues to inspire and even surprise the greatest advocates of associate cricket like me and HD Ackerman. But if you do want to enjoy the action at home, a reminder, massive, it's a biggie, right up over the heads of our camera crew, and he says not bad at all.
It's 50 for Josh Brown as well. What a way to bring it up. He also indicated that there was no turn there and that the ball just skidded on. This was like a baseball swing. That is a home run.
Yeah, outstanding hit, and what a way to bring up that 50. 8 boundaries have littered that 29 ball innings. Oh, just turn your back on this one, Josh Brown. Put down up on the final remaining grass bank. Back-to-back sixes. Real pressure now on Sagar Dakal.
And the problem for the Avengers is when you just glance over your shoulder towards the dugout, you see the likes of Lind, Dipendra Singh Airy, Harmeet Singh, Naren Saud still to come. But Brown is in the mood now. He's had a good look. And now he's hitting some mighty boundaries.
Just for all those who were watching the pre-game show, I was euphoric in my support in terms of prediction for the Royals' victory tonight. HD Ackerman was putting words into my mouth. I think I'm 3-2 up if the Royals get up tonight. Gets away with it. But such is the demand for tickets here. Reminder, get them in advance. But if you can't be here in Nepal, a reminder that the Dish Home Go app is the official OTT streaming platform of the Nepal Premier League 2025. It's streaming all over the world, barring India. There's a big swing and a miss from Binod Bandari down there. You can get it on Fancode and of course on Star Sports. But download that app and subscribe now. Hundreds of thousands, particularly that Nepalese diaspora all over the world, are doing that and enjoying the action. And we're loving hearing from every single one of you from every corner of the world. Get it? .29 off 28 for Bandari. Is there a bit of pressure building up on the keeper batter?
No, he's probably not feeling the pressure because of what the scoreboard reads, but his strike rate in this sort of game, on this sort of pitch, while your partner's flying, he needs to get that up.
Again, just turn away, Joshua, because that's only going one place. For the third time in the over, he goes massive. I'd rather enjoy that wry smile he gives it to. It's been all the Royals for the first half of this first innings. They are dominant. They won the group stages last year. They're looking to do the same again. It's time for the players to take a drinks break. The score, it's 99 for none. It's the expert education strategic timeout.
कमेन्टमा गाली गर्ने खातेहरू को त्यो उल्टा उल्टा बोल्ने कमेन्टमा औकात छ भने डिसोमको प्याक लगेर हेर न गाली गर्छौ खातेहरू आफ्नो औकातमा बस्ने है त बढी गाली गर्ने हैन कमेन्टमा औकातमा बस्ने औकात कहाँ त्यहाँ बस्ने अनि के भन्छ क्वालिटी आएन भने त्यो क्वालिटी सेटिङमा गएर 1080 मा राख्नुस् है साथीहरू आफै यो भन्दा एचडी क्वालिटी हेर्ने हो त्यो सब्स्क्रिप्सन लग्नुस् हेर्नुस् है ल है त अन्य सबै लिङ्कहरू ट्राई गर्नुस् न तलको कुनमा एचडी छ त्यो मजाले हेर्ने मिल्छ नि त्यहाँ ल सबैजनाले अनि गाली गर्नेहरू औकातमा बस्छ भाइ औकात 300 रुपियाँ हाल्न सक्दैन भने मर जाऊ हाम फाल काम छैन गाली गरेर त्यो नबस्छ त्यहाँ
The crowd has gone wild. They are dancing and grooving to the tunes of the DJ. That's because it's absolute carnage in the middle. Sudurpaschim Royals are providing the entertainment with the bat. That's because out of 99 runs, 70 runs have come in the form of boundaries.
Well, and majority of those have come off the bat of Josh Brown. And they started really well. He didn't let the momentum slip. He played some really streaky shots to start with, but then he was in absolute control. And finally, bringing up that 50 and looking in sparkling form. The Pokhara Avengers versus the Sudurpaschim Royals in match 6 of this Siddhartha Bank NPL Season 2. Josh Brown, 64, 5 sixes, 5 fours, 200 a strike rate. Absolute blitzkrieg here in the TU International Cricket Facility. He's coming back from a drinks break. So the Sudurpaschim Royals will now be looking to step on the gas. They have 10 wickets in hand, 10 overs to go. They need at least 11 and over, perhaps 13 and over will take them to 229. I think that's the target that they'll be looking for. Jimmy Neesham from the commentary box end. That's the 100 for the Sudurpaschim Royals coming in the 11th over. And what an innings it's been from Josh Brown, and what support from Binod Bandari, Mikhail.
And what a comeback by the top order, the Sudurpaschim Royals. A couple of nights ago, 27 for 4. Now 100 for no loss. Tell you what, Fazal, I'm seeing another 200 plus score loading here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. They're going at almost 10 and over. They have 10 wickets in hand. And this man, Josh Brown, is in devastating form at the moment. Wow.
Well, they've done it brilliantly. The first 50 of 26, the second of 35. But if you just take a look at their power play, Mikhail, they've got 60 runs in the power play. And now between over 7 and 15, where I keep reiterating that those are the important overs. Take a look at that. Wide of the man at long off. Really no chance for the man. Just sent sprawling across this lush green outfield. And 116 fours for the tournament so far.
Oh yes, Fazal. That cut through every blade of the grass, may I add. How beautifully has this man improvised. Up and over. And there it went. Yeah, desperate attempt by the captain, Kushal Burtal. He's a very fine fielder. He has stationed himself at long off. You could sense that Josh Brown is playing with the field and with the crowd as well.
And with the emotions of the Pokhara Avengers. He's toying with the bowling at the present moment. Oh, missing out on that opportunity. Will get runs. It's been that kind of evening for the Avengers. Nothing going their way. Buys now. Adam Rossington will be really cross with himself. Things not going well, and you're adding to the misery.
Just look at this for an effort. Josh Brown, very sloppy. And that man, he's always animated with the highs and the lows there. Jimmy Neesham into his second over. Where is this one going? This man's in a daring mood right now. Wow. He's got a lot of height on this field, positioned, and this time a catch has been taken. He thanks heavens. Jimmy Neesham wears a cheeky smile, but Brown has done his job. He's come and decimated the bowling attack with a blitzkrieg 68 in 36. And he'll walk back with a very fine innings.
Well, yes, still positive in intent, was looking to go on with it. And a nice catch this by Kiran. Ends the very entertaining innings from Josh Brown. 68, got Kiran ball Neesham. And in the 11th over, the Sudurpaschim Royals are 108 for 1.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Welcome back to the TU International Stadium here in Kathmandu. Chris Lynn makes his way to the middle. Take a look at that for stat. 113 is best, 144 strike rate, 56 50s and 600s, 8,500 runs, almost 300 matches for Chris Lynn. Very perfect man to come out in the present condition. Ooh, down the track. Needs to take some time. Every innings, no matter how much experience you have, starts at 0. Just take a look at why he's out there in the middle.
Yeah, this was the template of play for Josh Brown. Nice catch by Kiran Thaguna, right down his throat. He didn't have to move much over here. Got a lot of height, not the elevation on this. It just failed, Fazal. This is just the kind of surface Chris Lynn will look to get back into form after a very ordinary start in match number 1. Just needs to spend a little time. Happens, right, for all the batters. 9 runs and a wicket of over number 11. It's been a successful one for the Avengers. It's 108 for 1. It's a party out here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. And for the moment, though, it's a party for the Sudurpaschim Royals as well. They've just feasted on the bowling attack of Pokhara Avengers. Absolute decimation in the middle. They've pulverized every bowler coming their way. Yeah, he's been more of a grafter in the middle here, Binod Bhandari. Maybe a role that he's been asked to fulfill over here, Fazal.
Well, if it was the role that he was asked to fulfill, he's fulfilled that role. Now he needs to step on the gas himself and push the scoring rate along. At the current rate, they'll just get 195, and the condition of the pitch, 195 is chaseable, so they need at least between 210 to 215 to completely seal the game. Once again, a lovely view of this ground. Aerial shot of the ground always makes it look so much more dramatic, isn't it, Mikhail? Just take a look at that, and look at the city of Kathmandu. We are in Kirtipur, where this ground and the university is situated. As we pan around, the second tower to the right is where we are. Brilliant scenes, this, and they're enjoying themselves. Pretty faces in the crowd, enjoying the pretty cricket out there in the middle.
That's in the gap. Lynn is off the mark, and he does it in some fashion in his second outing in season 2 of the Nepal Premier League. That was fiercely struck.
Well, it had everything from the top draw, gave himself some room, exposing the stumps and just creaming that ball through extra cover. Absolutely no chance for the fielder there.
Change off. They're pushing for the second. Binod responds. He's running to the danger end, and he gets there in time. Good cricket, good running by the Royals.
Well, they seized the opportunity, didn't they? They know that the boundary on that side is the longer one, about 64 or 65 meters is what it is. The fielder was on the line, so he just played it with soft hands. Instantly knew that there were 2 in it. Despite the carnage that you keep talking about, the importance of singles and 2s are not left behind.
That's been chipped up and over. It just falls short of the fielder. Extra cover there. He'll come around it, but they'll only get a single.
Well, I like the intent of Chris Lynn with the kind of batting they have to follow. Arif, Ishan, the Tiger, Dipendra Singh, Airi, Harmeet Singh. They have a fair amount of batting to follow. So you don't want to go behind the run rate that you've set for yourself. You're going at around 9.8. You want to push it up to 12s and 13s and put the match completely out of reach of the Avengers.
Good delivery. You need to go for these as a batter after spending so much time in the middle. I understand the conservative approach, but you've got to really add some more runs with the bat. 8 runs coming off this over, 116 for 1.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईँहरू चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर युनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेरिदिनुहोस् है।
Well, an 8-pitch square on this lovely ground here in the Tribhuvan University. We are in pitch number 7, moved to the western part of the ground. We were more east yesterday. Slow delivery. It's good bowling this. Chris Lynn will be the one who will throw caution to the wind. Binod Bandari perhaps has got the license to go through to the end. Just pushing him back a little. Don't come forward. Can't hit me off the front foot. The Chobar Hills there in the background, the city, and then you come to the ground there. This beautiful facility.
Breathtaking view. Scenic, mesmerizing. And with that, cricket on offer. What more can a fan ask for? Okay then, Lynn's in the mood. He's given that a swipe. And he's given it some swipe. One bounce. And that clatters into the advertising boards.
Well, it was in the slot. He gave it to him and he swatted it like a fly, didn't he? Just take a look at this. Just absolutely slaughtered that through the offside. There was no fielder there. One bounce over the boundary cushions, and he can just wonder why. Good shot, he says, but not very well bowled. That's what he's telling him. So there are the 4 fielders, 5 fielders, 3 on the on, 2 on the off on the boundary, saving the boundaries there. In the slot again. That's gone. Huge. That's gone all the way. 84 sixes for the tournament, and none better than that. Chris Lynn, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house.
Yeah, he's in smash mode. He's making intentions very clear. Things to worry here. Picked up the slow delivery very early. Cleared his left foot. Used the depth of the crease. And there he goes. Bang. That's another powerful strike into the side screen region. Not easy being a bowler on the surface this evening. The pokhara avengers need to turn things around.
Well, this will be a lesson as we go forward in the tournament, Mikhail, because the medium pacers are coming on nicely to the bat. It's when you take pace off the ball that is becoming difficult as the tournament goes on. So more pace on the ball means the ball will travel further. And with the kind of altitude that we are at, it will just sail over those boundary lines. So they've got to be very mindful of the fact that taking pace off the ball, Jimmy Neesham, is the way to go. Slow deliveries, the back of the hand ones, the off cutters, slower bouncers. That's what they need to experiment with. Pace is not going to do anything good for the pokhara avengers. Absolutely stunning hit this. One bounce over the boundary cushions, down on one knee. The class of the man comes to the fore. He's taking Jimmy Neesham to the cleaners here at the TU International Ground in Kathmandu.
Yeah, Brown leaves, Lynn comes. That's how it is, and it's been carnage all through. No respite if you're a bowler. Just how beautifully he's bisecting the field, splitting the fielders, accessing the gaps. Lynn has found the perfect surface to express himself this morning, or rather this evening. 21 and 10.
We're talking about surfaces, Mikhail. I know it's a really good surface even when you come on to bat the second time around. But if you've conceded 200 plus runs, you're always under the cosh. So I'm just wondering whether the Avengers skipper, oh, what a shot down the ground, will be a boundary as well. A couple of bounces into the boundary cushions and a no ball to boot. A free hit for Chris Lynn, as if the normal delivery
ल हेर है भाइहरू सबैजना ल मजाले हेर्नुहोस् है त नम्बर 2 लिङ्क पनि युज गर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू यसरी चलेन भने के गर्ने त अब हाम्रो गल्ती छैन के गर्ने यस्तै लिङ्कहरू छ हामीसँग नम्बर 2 बाट हेर्नुहोस् है साथीहरू ल अन्य वेबसाइटबाट हेर्ने साथीहरू युनो टिभीमा आउनुहोस् है सबैजनाहरू ल गुगलमा गएर युनो टिभी सर्च गर्नुहोस् अनि आउनुहोस्
And a confirmation. 4 and a free. Course, he's conceded 19. And for a change, Jimmy Neesham was under the course. He's conceded 19. Come over the wicket, shifted that he's bowled the wicket. He's come around the wicket. Lynn has just got stuck underneath him. Over the wicket. Lynn has just got stuck underneath him. Happens to the best in the business. Pressure. That's pressure. It happens to the best in the business.
Absolutely right. It does happen to the best in the business, but the best in the absolutely right. It does happen to the best in the business, but the best in the business, Chris Lynn, is dictating terms. He'll be surely wondering, Kushal Burtel, whether he did the right thing by choosing to field first, Mikhail. I, for one, like to bat first, put the runs on the board. Due or no due, if you have the runs on the board, it will take some scoring. 200 runs is not going to be easy to get, no matter what kind of outfield there is and how much due there is. That's gone as well. That's huge. That's the second six of the over. 85 for the tournament. 142 for one now. We're just in the 13th over.
26 runs with the ball to go in over number 13. The intensity in the middle. He's torn into this bowling attack, dismantled them completely and derailed their plans. And to make matters worse, he's hit that six right into their dugout. That looks like a catch that will be taken. Finally, the entertainment comes to an end. And it's Jimmy Neesham who'll have the last laugh, but Lynn has provided great amount of runs here in a short span and given the Royals a very solid platform to go big and over 200 in this fixture.
Well, just let's take a look at that. Ooh, geez, has the umpire taken a look at that? We'll need the other angle to confirm. The crowd going ballistic here. Take a look at this. A big moment in the game for sure. Where does the umpire see the first point of contact? Ravindra Vimalasiri, the TV umpire, has one of the most difficult decisions to make. Well, the on-field umpire seemed to be having a laugh, seeing the lighter side of it. Jimmy Neesham doesn't. He knows that he's just millimeters there. Oh, geez, the umpire, will he say no ball? Oh, he's given that out. So umpire Ravindra Vimalasiri does feel that there was some part of that heel behind the popping crease. That's the end of Chris Lynn after a really good cameo. 31 of 13, 4 fours, 2 sixes. Just take a look at this. Unselfishly going for the runs, taken well by Tiwari, Abhishek Tiwari, the catcher. Chris Lynn departs, 31 of 13. The Royals 142 for 2 after 13.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा एप्सबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट युनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर युनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
The Tiger makes his way to the middle, and that's why the roar in the crowd as well. He's the most loved cricketer in Nepal, Dipendra Singh Airi. What entertainment. 7 sixes, 15 fours. And take a look at this number as well. Back live. And Binod Bhandari has just not been able to shift gears here.
Well, when Chris Lynn was batting and Josh Brown, Mikhail, they seem to be lambs to the slaughter. So it's a good prey for the Tiger to come out there in the middle at the Royals being 142 for 2. The stage is really set for the skipper to explode. Let's just take a look at the reason why Dipendra Singh Airi is in there. That was Chris Lynn just spooning a catch to Abhilash Tiwari. Abhishek Tiwari, I beg your pardon.
Captain's off the mark. It depends on how Binod Bhandari now approaches his innings. He needs to help Airi in the middle. Lynn came and scored 31 and 13. Bhandari is on 32 and 33. He's just not been able to flex his arms this evening.
Well, he's getting stuck here, Mikhail. Binod Bhandari, 33 of 35. At this stage of the innings, a strike rate of 94.3 won't do. You have a huge batting lineup to follow. I think it's time for him to throw caution to the wind.
And you can trust Dipendra Singh Airi to keep him on his toes. But Airi needs to also be careful because Bhandari is 35. 146 for 2.
साउथ अफ्रीका यानी भर भर के पावर हिटर्स हो गया हम भी बढ़ाएंगे अपना बैटिंग पावर विद स्मार्ट बैट
हेलो साथीहरु तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है
To bat the Sudurpaschim Royals in match number 6, Josh Brown really set the stadium alight. 68 of 35. His first wicket partnership of 108 with Binod Bhandari set the stage for Dipendra Singh Airi, the skipper and the Tiger of Nepal, to come here and express himself.
Oh yes, and be rest assured in no time he'll get you the big hits as well. Dipendra Singh Airi. That's shipped over. He'll push for 2. Binod Bhandari will have to compliment him in the running. Yeah, he's running to the danger end and does well to get back as well. And the driver's seat right now, the Sudurpaschim Royals, just like how we would like to be in the driver's seat in the Omoda and Jeko as well, Nepal's fastest growing EV brand, which provides best in-segment range, ground clearance and spare tire with top safety features. We are loving the drive from the hotel to the ground every day. Noiseless, seamless.
That's it.
He's got plenty of bat on this one. Captain Airi says time has come to go big, and that's a biggie.
Well, Captain Airi says time to go big, and our very own Andrew Leonard signals 6. Just take a look at the replay and you'll see Andrew Leonard there. It was in the slot. Thank you very much. A nice strong base. Good bat through the ball. Good bat speed, and there is Andrew Leonard on the right of your screen. He says 6 runs for the taking.
Good single, a bit of a misfield, and this is racing away for a boundary. Very ordinary effort by the Avengers. They're not helping their cause this evening, and the good news for the Royals is that Airi is on strike.
And the good news for the Sudurpaschim Royals is the 150 becomes 158 now for 2, and there's still 8 wickets in the hut. Let's take a look at this off the back foot this time. Very sloppy in the field have the Avengers been this evening. Dinesh the fielder on that occasion. Shot again, cut away. Just the single, that's the large part of the ground, or the bigger part of the ground. The eastern side, Mikhail, is 65 meters, and the western side is 63 meters. So Irie will be targeting that western side of the ground where the Chobar Hills are, perhaps into the hills.
Trust Irie to target north, south, east, west. He's a freak when he gets going with the bat. 15 gone, 160 for 2, another 200 plus loading over here.
We suspected as though 200 plus was on the cards. That will be the very minimum of the ambition of the men in yellow from here. In fact, I think things made just a few days ago. Phenomenal atmosphere out there. It really is. It's hard to explain when sudurpaschim roll into town, the passion that comes with them. Without doubt, the best supported side, as Douthwaite is the next lamb to the slaughter. What can he do? Attempts a leg cutter. HD Ackerman is rejoining me. HD, I suspect this could be a rather fun final 5 overs.
That's if you support the Royals, not if you're an Avenger fan, because they've been probably dealt with as much as they were the other night by the Kings. But 8 wides, 1 no ball, so they're already into 1.5 extra overs.
Could have been 2 no balls, couldn't it? Right on the precipice of 50-50 call. It felt like I could only see it on the big screen, but it looked really tight, and Lynn almost did a stutter step in and back out, thought he was going to get a free hit. Nisham ended up having the last laugh. In amidst all of this, Bandari is striking at 91.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. I mean, considering that they are 161 for 2 after 15, so they are over 11 to the over, and Binod Bandari can barely get the ball off the square.
Some of the most esteemed media there in Nepal, some of the best sports journalists up in the box. Subhas Humungain, Sabina Karki, et al. I'm going to take on the second, well run. You talk about this being a sellout, even the media box is probably made to take 60 or 80. Feels like there's about 200 plus up there. Everybody wants to be here.
Yeah, but they're cheating, aren't they? They get media accreditation. They don't have to pay for a ticket.
Providing coverage to every corner of the country. Newspapers, TV, digital, social media. Dory just can't get going, but the intent that Irie has come to the crease with that trademark roar and support, there's no doubt he is the most loved Nepali player here in this country.
We played beautifully the other night in sort of resurrecting their innings, because they were gone for all money, and he played nicely. But this is when I think he is at his best, when he could just walk in and be free, push every fielder in the outfield hard, and swing for the boundary as well.
Good delivery. Bowls a heavy ball, doesn't he? Yeah, welcome up here to the HP Petroleum commentary box. Great to have you with us. A reminder, tomorrow we've got Dhaka Topi Day on Super Saturday, the first of 4 Super Saturdays. You still got your Dhaka Topi with you?
I do. Is this your Dhaka Topi Day, or is this a whole thing? Has it been arranged by the league?
You would not want to have a sensitive disposition being around this man. He's constantly winding me up. This is the official Dhaka Topi Day. All of the youth have come together to implore everyone who comes tomorrow to wear one of those beautiful hats. The national hat of Nepal, the Dhaka Topi. Beautiful. So tomorrow, the talk is, we're going to see 10,000 plus of those.
Mine's been in my bag since day one. I've been waiting for Dhaka Topi Day.
It is actually a very comfortable hat. Okay, what's this person saying? Chennai, that's the CSK side, like sudurpaschim. Dhoni equals Binod Bandari. Ravindra Jadeja equals Dipendra Singh Airi. And I'll tell you something, HD, I think I know which is the better of those two fielders. For me, I'm going north of the border. I'm going Airi over Jadeja. Today, maybe not at Jadeja's peak, but right now. Clever bowling. He's taken off, rolls his fingers over the leg cutter.
So they leave the batting order the same here, Lenny. Arif Sheikh, Noran Saad, Harmeet Singh or Scott Kugelheim, who can hit the ball a long way. What do they do here?
Has to be Harmeet Singh. I'm not sure if we zoom out there, if he's padded up to the left. Arif Sheikh has them on. Arif pulls a long way towards the heavens, but it's straight to the man. And this is Kushal Bertel's trademark. Gets himself into the hot zones. And one captain catches the other. No big celebrations because he knows that his side still have it all to do. But that was an exceptional over from Dan Douthwaite. Very well bowled.
He does bowl a heavy ball, but he gets it right as far as his height is concerned. Gets it above shoulder height, so difficult for Airi to control it. That's a massive wicket for the Avengers because they were really staring down 220, 230. But Dipendra Singh Airi goes for a quick fire 15, 164 for 3.
After a tough setback, Team India are ready to roll.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
The problem with Akash Chand is he doesn't seem to have any variations. He just runs and bowls as quick as he can. And the problem is on this pitch, you need variations now when the ball's a little bit on the older side, just so that it could possibly hold in the surface. So he's looked for the Yorker, missed out, paid the price.
And so often you'll hear fans and some pundits say, why aren't they just bowling Yorkers? The reason why bowlers want to have a variety of options at the death and not just have the Yorker in their locker is that if you miss it, it tends to almost always go the distance. Sometimes you get away with the low full toss, but there the trajectory was always easy to pick and read and respond with a straight bat down the ground. If you bowl it slightly shorter, 6 or 8 inches, you miss the Yorker by, it's in the slot. And at this venue, you're going to go out the park, down the ground. Bertel is very quick across the outfield, so he will get there. Keep it to just a couple.
You know, those who bowl the Yorker well, we think of Sohail Tanvir, who's in this competition. The problem that's also developed for them is the development of the lap. the lap shot now has become something that players are very adept at playing. So when fine leg is up inside the circle, they play the lap shot to the Yorker, and so they are reluctant to then bowl it. Those that do bowl it well, you can't just bowl the Yorker at the stumps. You've got to be able to bowl the ball wide of the stumps, at the wide mark, then in at leg stump. Different types.
Bertel at long off. Never going to put it down. He's nearly as good as Irie. Another kiss for the ball. And it ends Binod Bandari's stay at the crease. Probably not his best innings. And a good pat on the back from Dan Douthwaite to Chand. Brave piece of captaincy from Bertel. It's been rewarded.
That's in the slot as well. In the slot. Clothed it. Yeah, not his best innings, but probably okay in the context of the match because of how well the others played. 43 from 42 balls, 170 for 4. It's another change in the order. Arif Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from pad rash on the sidelines because they'll have been padded up for the vast majority of this innings, as they will go with the extra power, the strength and the long levers of Scott Kugelheim, very much in this side as a bowler and a bowler alone, but he cannot offer some handy late order runs. He's got a great mentality. He's the kind of young cricketer that every coach wants around him, because all Akash Chand wants to do is work and work and try his heart out. He gets his first reward. You and I were at the Under-19 World Cup last year where Nepal pulled off that incredible victory against Afghanistan in the most dramatic of circumstances, very much the cardiac kids, as we got another look at the wicket. Akash Chand was one of the stars of that, wasn't he? 5-wicket haul there down in South Africa. Yeah, I know that tournament is termed Future Stars, but it really does, doesn't it? It does produce future stars for the respective countries that are on show there. So many go on and have wonderful international careers.
Sad news for Nepal is that they missed out in what is an incredibly competitive Asia qualifier. We've seen some new countries added through that qualifier. It's going to see Tanzania for the first time up at that level. Good progress being made there in East Africa. Lovely to see Japan, the journey that they're taking. Now, is there a bit of glove on this? No, and not given as a wide. Is the umpire saying it's maybe just gone over the top of leg stump? There was a hint of some kind of a noise. Chand in particular was interested. Tight call, really tight call, that one. And if he hasn't hit it, you just wonder why the arms haven't been extended in terms of giving the extra, giving the wide. Well bowled, nails the Yorker this time. Great comeback from Akash Chand. 7 runs and a wicket in the over. 171 for 4.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईँहरू चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेरिदिनुहोस् है।
Three to go. They are going at over 10 and over, but that 200 plus barrier, it's proved elusive throughout the initial 2 seasons of the Nepal Premier League. Just the one team has gone by it. That was earlier this season, as we saw the Bratnagar Kings summit to 220. Jimmy Neesham is going to bowl one of the last 3, you'd imagine. Dan Douthwaite the other. That means Akash Chand will still have to bowl his final one. I think Bipin Khatri will be held back, although I actually thought he bowled nicely up at the top. Always becomes a bit of a movable feast in the modern T20 game, your bowling options. Douthwaite maybe has been the pick of all 6 that have been used. Protection out there, just one bounce straight to the man. Looks to me Douthwaite is he's the kind of cricketer who knows his game really well, knows what he's trying to do every time he runs up.
Stay there.
Yeah, he's got a slower ball sort of cutter that he bowls into the wicket. That was that last delivery. But because he's so strong around the shoulders, he can bowl what they term a heavy ball. But he's played a lot. He's played a lot of T20 cricket, T20 blast, I suppose, in the UK, in the United Kingdom.
There's been a real resurgence too for his county, Glamorgan. A couple of players have been picked up into the Lions squad. One of those is an associate cricketer, Asa Tribe from Jersey, who just really vaulted himself into the England selectors' thoughts. And there was talk that he was going to be here. In fact, I know for a fact that one of the sides had already agreed terms with Asa Tribe, but he then got picked in the England Lions squad. So he's down under. And many thought Saif Zaid would be there. He missed out on that, and that's why he's available here for the Nepal Premier League, albeit with the change of teams from the Royals.
There's another cricketer, Emilio Gaia, that I saw that in the Lions side. Did he not turn out for Italy?
It's part of the Italian side that really shocked the world, and the Azzurri are off to their first ever Cricket World Cup of any kind, beating Scotland. Inside edge. Singh will get 4, not where he intended it, but handy runs nonetheless.
Yeah, these are fortunate. I know we don't want to get into any deep conversation here at the back end of the innings, but I'm a little bit confused. I understand the associate, Owen Morgan playing for Ireland, then going across playing for England. Can you play for 2 countries at the same time?
Well, playing for a side's A team is not playing for their national team. It's only as soon as you're officially capped. So both Asa Tribe and Emilio Gay. Jersey missed out on qualification for the T20 World Cup. They're still in the mix for that ODI World Cup, top of the Challenge League at the moment. Big swing and a miss from Singh. Clever slower ball, used to the change of pace from Douthwaite. But yeah, in theory, Emilio Gay, unless he gets capped by England ahead of February, you would imagine he's a banker to be in that Italian T20 World Cup squad. And he is a world-class, quality left-handed batter.
Now, it might be a little controversial, but I don't think I agree with all of it. Honest.
Now, this goes a long way up, but it hasn't got close to going over the ropes. Jimmy Neesham takes the simplest of catches, and credit to the pokhara avengers. There has been a real surge, a fight back of the highest quality in this final 5. They may well take the momentum in the way this innings is going.
Yeah, the problem at the back end here when you send in these hitters is that they can swing and have an off night, then they miss an incredible amount of balls, so they accumulate dot balls. Harmeet Singh only gets 4 6 deliveries, 176.
Arif Sheikh belatedly gets to the crease, down at number 7. Another leg cutter. Douthwaite, well, simply sensational. On an evening that it looked like chaos and carnage was going to reign for the bowlers, he's taken 2 for 24. It's 176 for 5. Overs 16, 17 and 18 all going for 7 or less, and given the way the rest of the innings was trending, we were thinking 220 plus. They may struggle to get to 200 from here. It will be Akash Chand to bowl the penultimate over. Looks for the Yorker, skewed away, and oh, what an effort. It's magnificent. I think he's done everything he possibly could to take this catch, Kushal Bertel. And then the recognition and the awareness that he was going to slide into the rope and concede 6. He gives up the wicket to save runs. This is quite brilliant.
This might be difficult. We might be here a while because he takes the catch cleanly but recognises that he's going to go into the boundary.
I'll tell you something, quickness of mind to be able to show the athleticism and then the poise to recognise your body weight from the dive is going to inevitably carry yourself into the boundary cushion. Whether this is given as 6 or not, for me, is immaterial. I think it could well be 6. The presence of mind, quite brilliant. Ravindra Siri is in the hot seat. I think we're going to go into the zoom here. I think you could be right. Problem for Bertel is the ball is obviously in his backhand. Is there contact with the in drive? Boundary hoarding. Oh, it's touch and go, isn't it? Whatever the case, just exceptional, sensational work from Kushal Bertel. The end result may be the same. It might be a maximum.
Should have dropped the catch. It's just 4. But you know what? I'm not going to make predictions here. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think a little bit of the frustration over the last 48 hours, particularly that stumping decision last night, I suppose it's the length of time that this is taking. And you can just feel it kind of sucks the energy, the atmosphere. There's 2 fantastic big screens here in the ground, but during the decision pending, the process, the protocol is that it just has that, you can hear the pulsing heartbeat in the background and you know, the flashing of waiting to hear the decisions. The fans aren't getting engaged with it. And it's going to be given as 6, and rightly so. But take not away from Kushal Bertel's quite tremendous athleticism, sensational effort. It was in vain. He feels as though that's the hot zone. That's why he's out there at deep cover. He was proved to be correct. Pressure now on Chand. Kuggelein misses out just inside the guideline.
It's a quite spectacular catch in the deep. I mean, it's a full-length dive. And as you rightly mentioned, to be composed enough to realise, oh, I'm going to go in the boundary and to get rid of it, it's very, very unfortunate. because it's a great catch. Bowl the Yorker at the stumps. You've got to be able to
And he
bowl the
do.
ball
He says,
wide of the stumps, at the wide
tell
mark,
you, his
then in at leg
standards are
stump.
getting up towards
Different
Iree's.
types.
I mean that about Kusha Bertel. And the reason why anyone who ever goes to Nepal,
Bertel at long off, never going to put it down.
still can't get my head around.
He's nearly as good as Iree. Another kiss for the ball. And it ends Binod Bandari's the crease. Probably not his best innings.
They go back out for an
And
hour,
a good
90
pat on the
minutes
back
fielding.
from
The end
Dan
of the match.
Douthwaite to Chand. Brave piece of
right.
captaincy
T20
from Bertel. It's been rewarded.
I understand
That's in the slot as well.
Understand the standards they need
In
to be
the
at.
slot. Clothed it. Yeah, not his best innings, but probably okay in the
Clever
context
bowling.
of the match
Could
because of
create an
how well
opportunity.
the
Two
others
fielders
played.
come together.
43 from 42
And luckily,
balls,
the
170
call
for
is
4.
heard, and Chand is pumped up.
Not happy is the umpire with again a little bit of aggression. Don't need to go back towards the batter. Celebrate your own success. Don't celebrate the demise, the downfall of the batter. It's a second wicket for Chand.
Good bit of bowling. Kugelheim goes across his stumps. He recognises that Chand wants to go at the wide mark, but Chand follows him and makes Kugelheim stretch, and he can't find the middle of the bat. Good catch in the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182
It's another
for
change in
6.
the order. Arif Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from pad rash on the sidelines because they'll have been
In the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182
It's another
for
change
6.
in the order. Arif Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey probably suffering from pad rash on the sidelines because they'll have been
In the deep, so he goes for 8. Oh, it's just falling away a little bit here. 182
It's another
for
change
6.
in the order. Arif Sheikh and Dr. Ishan Pandey finally in number 8. Enjoyed chatting to him after Sudurpaschim's win just a couple of days ago. As you'd expect from a fully qualified doctor, an incredibly intelligent young man. And he spoke glowingly about the future of the sport here in the country. He'll only have 8 balls to work with at the tail end of this innings. And gets off the mark immediately off the toe of the bats. Great credit to Chand for the wickets and the way in which the process that he picked it up. But we've seen a bit of this over the last few days, slightly over-enthusiastic celebrations, not in terms of individually, but going back towards the batter. Don't want to see that.
No, a very wise man once told me, because I got caught up in this as a young player earlier on in my career, and then a wise man said to me, you've got to earn the right to be able to chirp an opposition player, but once you've earned the right, you no longer need to.
Powerful words that I think every player could heed, despite the exhilaration and all of the adrenaline that's running out there. 19 bowled, 183 for 6.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Look at that fall of wickets, all the way from 108 for 1, and when Chris Lynn was flying with his innings of 31 off 13, they've just collapsed in a bit of a heap here. I don't think they're going to get to 200, but Arif Sheikh and Ishan Pandey will look to prove me wrong. They'll have to face Jimmy Neesham in the 20th and final over. Great credit to the Pokhara Avengers. You and I, in between overs 10 and 15, were watching on and saying this could be chaos in the last 5. And this could be the tournament's record score, but 200 plus is a rarity here for a reason. This is helped into the leg side. Should be an easy couple.
The problem that you have is when you have your tail enders coming in who can hit the ball, they don't have the cricketing nous to be able to, if the ball's not there to hit, to be able to still manipulate it for a 1 or a 2. Whereas your top players, your Browns, your your Lins, your Dipendra Singh Aries. That's what they are able to do. If the boundary ball's not there, they still score off it. But what we've had at the back end here is a lot of aimless swinging. Yes, the odd one is connected, but it's no good going 6 ...
You're spot on, because 6 ... adds up to 2 a ball. A single or another dot in there, all of a sudden you're dragging away from where you should be at. Love to the crowd, love to everyone who's enjoying their Nepal Premier League experience. Sold out again tomorrow. The first Super Saturday of 4. 3 of them will be double headers, and the 4th and final one on December 13th. That will be the grand final. Just one game that day. Sudurpaschim will look to be there and look to put right the wrongs they feel after a dreadful performance. Ishan Pandey said to me the other night it was the first time he was back at this ground since a night he wanted to forget, or an afternoon he wanted to forget, as it was last night. And you would have to suspect the way in which they've started this competition. You'd imagine almost certainties for the playoffs, and they could well be in the grand final for the second time in a row.
There's just that one player that I keep looking at, Saif Zaib, who has gone somewhere else. Who's he gone to? The Rhinos, the Chitwan Rhinos. Is I think that he's a loss to their side. I think he would have just put the cherry on the top if he was still around for the Royals.
No ball. Now, Nisham, I suspect, not going to be happy with this.
Well, this might be a no ball because it didn't land on the playing surface. Not because of the front foot, but the actual pitch.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the front foot. I think you're right here, HD, but you've got to remember, if the ball pitches past the stumps, it then defaults to a wide. Now, don't believe we have the ability to check this, but Nisham, such as his power and his sway, has it landed off the cut strip? I think so. I think that's a good decision. I think that is a no ball, rightly spotted and given by umpire Durganatsu Betty, who's actually had a couple of very good evenings in amongst some difficult times for some of his colleagues. This is a no ball. To be honest, he should have said to Jimmy Nisham, it's a no ball. Go back to your mark. I'm not going upstairs.
Well, this is what you were just speaking about, the intervention of the players. So this is what they're checking, is your point. But that's landed well before the stumps. But you don't want the umpires to be intimidated by the players.
And equally, I can understand it. You know, this is a man who's played in a World Cup final. Correct decision. There's almost a little bit of a look there at Jimmy Nisham, isn't there? That's why it's a no ball, James. Back you go. Go bowl your free hit. Look unhappy all you want. It is spot on the money, that decision. Bertel doesn't seem happy either. What can Pandey do with this free hit? Does he get enough of it? Oh, this could be 6 now as well. Because I think Douthwaite has taken the catch and has his shoulder gone into the cushion. Or are we even going to have a check? Oh, real drama this evening. Every decision coming under the microscope.
Well, I think the batters will hope that he goes into the boundary cushion, because the running between the wickets, they'll have to look at the other side, I feel. You can't see there either. He thinks he's okay. They run a single, you know, because they stood and admired the stroke, thinking it was going for 6.
You're spot on. It was a very tardy piece of running. We almost need the angle kind of from up in the major, the grandstand side of the ground, don't we? Because it just felt like there was almost a movement to the cushion. So the ball in the hand here, remember, it can't be out because it was a free hit. So does the cushion, the Omoda Jaku cushion, just there And then maybe the foot or the red boots, which are somewhat camouflaged by the other cushion. This is the good angle here. Now let's have a look at this one. Look at his left arm. Oh. You do feel a bit for the umpires now. It's almost like the cricketing gods are teasing them with just incredibly, ludicrously close decisions.
And for the Avengers, they must be thinking, we've taken 2 spectacular catches and we could have given away 12 runs. Just a single. Oh, well, if you lose this off the last ball, you'll look at that delivery.
I think in both cases, umpire Umaral Siri has got the correct decision. So great credit to our third umpire up in the box. Just 31 runs off the last 30 balls. Oh, this is surely going to be gone. Arif Sheikh, it's going to be a 3-ball duck. And all the atmosphere of the Royals fans is just being sucked out of the ground. These last 5 overs belonging, no doubt, to the Avengers.
Haven't played well at the back end here. And this is plumb in front, but they've been looking for too many. They were looking for 240 instead of saying, let's get 200 and we'll end up with 220. Sheikh goes without scoring, 189 for 7.
Saud, the final man in, and he has an immediate impact. Only going to face the 1 ball. It will race to the rope to bring the crowd back to life. It has not been the best final 5 overs, but at least they found a boundary from the final ball, and that 200 plus total will remain elusive for all of the teams but the Biratnagar Kings. The Royals favourites at the halfway stage, no doubt, but you just wonder how many more could they have had. They'll have to finish with 193 for 7.
Good shot to end it. Maybe this hands the momentum back to them. Neesham's going to have to bat well, you'll feel, because he's the power within the side, the one that can really hit it out the ground, and the captain, Bertel, who's in good form.